The Penny Bloods podcast presents
I have seen it!
Oh, what have you seen?
The child! The phantom child!
For the umpteenth time, there are no such things as ghosts.
I know what I saw!
The Mystery of Horner's Court with Lucy Archer-Woodcock, Jonathan Brandt, Kait Feeney, Jason Greenwood, Steff Knappe, Carter MacQueen, Clive Marlowe and John Martin.
The place, London, the year 1905, and I was making my way between hansom cabs and omnibuses as I crossed the road to reach the offices of Mortimer and Hargreaves, house agents.
I say, my hat!
Oh, I do beg your pardon, sir.
Extra, read all about it! Ouch, my foot!
Oh, I'm so sorry. Here, let me buy a copy. No, make that two. Here you are.
All right, Governor. Here, are you Hargreaves the ghost hunter?
Ah, keep the change.
Cool. Thank you, Governor. Extra, read all about it!
I had, by this time, acquired quite a reputation in business circles as a buyer and investigator of houses reputed to be haunted, aided by Miss Sargent, my lady secretary, who possessed the gift of clairvoyance, and was of great assistance in probing those mysteries connected with haunted mansions.
Morning, Hargreaves.
Morning, Mortimer.
Omelette and sausages, was it this morning? Or is that simply a very flamboyant cravat?
Mrs. T, my landlady, was in a mood this morning, and I simply hadn't the time to change again, not after...
The usual deluge of coffee stains?
Oh, it's that infernal new coffee machine her husband brought her from Italy. Burns the water, if that were possible.
Good heavens. Burnt water for coffee. Well, I would linger happily on the technicalities of your morning repast, but we have been approached. That is, a fellow house agent has asked for your expertise in particular regard to haunted houses. One Horner's Court, to be precise.
Indeed.
Your reputation goes before you. It has been on their books for several years. I suggested Mr. Roseveare come and speak directly with you. We can expect him this very morning. In fact, that may well be him now.
Mortimer was correct. Before I could move or utter a word, Mr. Roseveare had come in and was being shown into my office by Miss Sargent, no less. I hurried across, wiping my cravat with my handkerchief, to learn more from our visitor, who described Horner's Court as...
18th century house situated in a northern county on the outskirts of a famous forest. Two dukes lived in the immediate neighbourhood, so the house ought to have fetched almost a fancy price, but for some reason or other, no one seemed willing to take it on.
Can you tell me anything definite about the prejudice or superstition which affects the house?
I can tell you very little. The current incumbent, a lady something or other, is out of the country on her second honeymoon and plans to give up the place entirely, as no tenants can be found for it. There are two servants acting as caretakers of the property, which occupies several acres, including a fine lake and several wood copses.
A business discussion followed, and it ended by my securing an option to buy the property on such nominal terms that if I could rid it of its disagreeable character, I stood to make a very substantial sum indeed. Miss Sargent! Miss Sargent?
Yes, Mr. Hargreaves?
We have reached an agreement on terms and conditions. Please bring your notebook along.
Immediately, Mr. Hargreaves.
May I venture to ask if that is the young lady who discovered the secret of the greenhouse?
I introduced him formally, not very well pleased with his presumption. Naturally, I did not wish the most valuable assistant in our office to be too friendly with a rival firm. My dictation of the terms completed, as Miss Sargent quietly withdrew to make her transcript, the fellow made so bold as to comment.
What a perfectly charming girl. I quite envy you, my dear sir.
We find Miss Sargent competent and loyal to her employers, and we do not look beyond.
Ah.
I will send you round a copy of the agreement as soon as it is ready for signature.
I'm afraid you will not send it by Miss Sargent?
Insolent, malicious fellow. Miss Sargent lost no time in asking to assist me in the mystery of Horner's Court. I agreed to summon her at once if I found any suggestion of occult influence at work. I went down 2 days later. I arrived towards dusk on an autumn day and was driven for miles along a misty road strewn with yellowing leaves. Through the rusty great iron gate, the dog-cart drove and brought me along an avenue of blackened, naked trees to a gaunt house that stood and frowned at its own reflection in a dreary, weed-grown pool. I stood on the weather-stained steps in front of the door and felt a sense of reluctance at the thought of pulling that great iron bell handle and passing under that forbidding doorway. What the devil was that?
Yes?
Good afternoon. The name's Hargreaves. I have lately made an offer on this place from Rosevere and Grimston and thought I would take a quick look round.
Yes, Mr. Hargreaves. We have been expecting you. I am Stokes, the caretaker.
I see. My bag.
Yes, allow me. This way, if you will. This is the dining room where we will serve supper. This is my wife, Mrs. Stokes, who is the housekeeper here and has just lighted the fire.
So I see. Quite a blaze. Handsome fireplace. One could fit a whole army inside. Capital, capital.
I don't know about armies, but I've made pigeon pie for supper.
Excellent, then I'll,
And a stew.
Goodness, I hope you weren't put to too much trouble on my account.
And there's a side of ham.
Good heavens, I am travelling alone, you understand?
Shall I show you to your room, Mr. Hargreaves?
And beef olives.
Yes, thank you.
This way, Mr. Hargreaves.
I made consomme too. You like my consomme?
She misses the old days when there were 12 course dinners and footmen. Oh, those were the days.
Indeed. Of acute indigestion, I should think. Stokes took me up to a room on the floor above. A room whose windows looked directly on the dismal pool. And is this the haunted room?
No, sir, it is not. That room is on the other side of the house. And if you take my advice, you won't go near it except by daylight.
For that night, at all events, I was glad to accept his warning. After a 12-course dinner, followed by Mrs. Stokes's special trifle and something else she called a floating island, and indeed there was more floating than island, it was a relief when the cheese and biscuits were served. Mr. Stokes proved a commendable butler in terms of which wine should accompany which dish, and managed to completely avoid answering any questions relating to the house or the haunting.
I really couldn't say, sir, as I have never seen anything myself, although I have seen the faces of those who have, and that was quite enough for me.
And your wife, has she seen anything?
Might I suggest you don't mention it to her, or it'll send her gravy into lumps and flatten her soufflés. She's half crazy already, and it wouldn't take much more to drive her clean off her head.
Here, drink that, and tell me what your wife has seen, if you don't want me to question her.
Thank you, Mr. Hargreaves. Well, then, if I may say so, she says she has seen the phantom of a child.
A child?
Oh, yes. May I inquire if you believe in such things, sir?
Oh, I'm sure there is some scientific explanation for a lot of what people see. Is there perhaps some legend or tradition attached to the place at all? Some past tragedy?
As to that, I couldn't say, sir. Perhaps there was talk in the village of a child that played too near the pond and drowned, or perhaps it was the mother. I'm sure I don't know. It must have happened a long time ago, if so. And if you'll excuse my saying so, the villages, well, they are generally a hotbed of superstition.
And that was that. But a stroll in the village might offer more information on my next visit. The pool was certainly a ghastly enough setting for all kinds of horrors. I retired at last to my room and glared at it from my window. The night passed uneventfully. I woke once to hear a distant howl, and put it down to foxes or dogs. Mrs. Stokes must have decided we had not feasted enough, for there was a distinct clattering of dishes in the distance, followed by another howl. Good grief! Is she feeding the foxes as well? At some point, I could have sworn the canopy of my four-poster bed was being lowered down upon me, and spent the rest of the night in a chair. When I rose in the early morning and saw the wreaths of dank mist enfolding the pool like a white shroud, I asked myself if any other ghosts were needed. I will have the pool drained.
Indeed, sir. Is it not to your liking? I hope it was nothing I shared.
I don't care for rotting weeds and dead fish. Now I shall return here in 3 days' time. Send your wife to me, if you can tear her from her recipe books. I have an order to give her.
Very good, sir. She was whisking up a souffle the second course, so there may be a delay.
Doubtless Stokes favoured expediency over etiquette, for Mrs. Stokes appeared complete with bowl and whisk and some very peaked whites of egg.
You sent for me, sir?
Take me to the haunted room, Mrs. Stokes.
What, sir?
The haunted room, Mrs. Stokes. Take me to it.
I'm making devil's kidney stew, if you like.
Mrs. Stokes, desist your whisking. Eventually, she led the way upstairs to a remote wing overlooking a small garden. Who used this room in Lady Maria's time?
I'm sure I don't know.
The house is haunted by a child's ghost. This looks as if it might have been a nursery.
Not while Lady Maria was here. They kept mostly to the west wing.
I shall return here with a lady who can read the secrets of the dead. Have this room ready for her to pass the night in, and prepare the adjoining room for me.
Does she like pompadori cream? I do a rare pompadori cream.
On my return, I discovered an invitation awaiting me, written impeccably on a gilt-edged cream-white card.
You are cordially invited for dinner and a story. With kind regards, Carnegie.
Child. The woman!
A woman?
Where?
Over by the well!
I can see only the child.
A child? That's a child. What's it doing?
It is crouching down, hiding, I think. It seems to be peering around. No, wait. It is running from the table.
What's it doing now?
It has paused. It is looking back again. Oh, there it goes.
Hush!
Oh, smell!
Smell!
Watch out!